along to the Vanarama National League highlight show on BT Sport. Over the next half an hour, we'll bring you the best from football's fifth tier. It's been an action-packed start to the season as the league continues to take shape. 3 teams remain unbeaten, 212 goals were scored in August, and 3 points separate the top 9 at the start of September. We've also had our first managerial casualty. We start at the racecourse where more than 4,500 fans were hoping to see Wrexham bounce back from a bank holiday defeat, knowing that a win could see them go top. Aldershot were looking for their first points on the road. The hosts were putting on a positive display and went close early on. Doug Tharm had his effort cleared by Regan Booty before Luke Summerfield's chance produced a great save by Jake Cole. Stuart Bevan also tried his luck from Summerfield's corner, but volleyed over the crossbar. Still goalless at half-time, Scott Rendell tried to find the opener for the visitors. His header in front of goal collected by keeper Rob Leyton. After waiting patiently for over an hour, Bevan finally gave Wrexham the lead. The 34-year-old on loan from League One side Coventry heading in his first for the Dragons. Aldershot, one of last season's playoff sides, were caught out again by another set piece. Summerfield's free kick finding Jordan Maguire-Drew, who put just enough weight behind the ball. Full-time signalled Wrexham's first win in 5 games against Gary Waddick's men to make them the new league leaders. The Shots draw a blank for the 5th game this season.
We were good today, we just were lacking final quality in the final third really throughout the game, and it came down to 2 set pieces which we work heavily on. My staff spent hours and hours watching set pieces and seeing where we can possibly score, and it's great satisfaction for them when it comes off.
Wetherby Road hosted a first ever meeting between unbeaten in the division Harrogate Town and Eastleigh, who had won their previous 2 away matches. Inside the opening 20 minutes, the Spitfires' Mark Yates cut him from out wide, forcing a save from James Belshaw. Liverpool's Alisson isn't the only keeper to make a mistake in open play this weekend. Slack passing from Graham Stack was penalised by a combination of Liam Agnew and goal scorer Jack Muldoon. Only a couple of minutes after the restart, Muldoon's reaction served Harrogate well once again. 2-0, and for him 3 goals this campaign. Later on in the second half in Yorkshire, the hosts continued to attack the side that came 14th last season. Agnew was to get another opportunity to get on the score sheet, but couldn't direct his attempt on target. Despite being in the National League for the first time, Harrogate are looking right at home. On as a sub, Mark Beck made the most of a Joe Leasley through ball with 10 minutes remaining. And then the one-time Scotland under-19 international jumped to meet a George Thompson cross to complete a 4-0 thrashing, which is Eastleigh's heaviest loss since April last year. Simon Weaver's Harrogate are up to 2nd.
I thought first half we weren't our best, but we were really solid, a good professional performance, and then second half I felt we ran out worthy winners in the game. Like I said, all the games are tough in this league, we all know that, but we're playing well at the minute and we're doing all the right things, we're doing the basics well, and we're managing to put the ball in the back of the net as we did today.
2 promotion rivals, both just 2 points off the top, went head-to-head at Stonebridge Road. Ebbsfleet had won 3 games in a row as they welcomed one of the 3 unbeaten sides in the league, AFC Fylde. Danny Rowe had fired a couple of early warnings in the first half, so it was no surprise that he was first on the score sheet after the break. His cross-come shot beating Nathan Ashmore in the Ebbsfleet goal. 8 minutes later, last season's leading scorer had bagged his brace. Rowe's free kick over the wall and over Ashmore once again for his 7th goal in 8 games. Ebbsfleet tried to get back into the game. Darren McQueen with a chance to half the deficit, but for the fingertips of Jay Lynch. Substitute Corey Whiteley did pull one back for Darryl McMahon's side on 76 minutes with a powerful strike from just outside the box. That's his 4th of the season. It could have prompted a nervy finish for Fylde until Jimé Touré broke the Ebbsfleet offside trap and slotted past Ashmore to make it 3-1. Minutes to go, just enough time for Ebbsfleet to have one more go, or make that two. Dave Winfield denied by the bar twice before the whistle. 3 points for Dave Challoner's side sees them remain unbeaten ahead of their game with Salford on Tuesday.
We've got a little bit of luck with the first goal, and that's put us in the ascendancy, if you like, and obviously to get the second, you're then trying to manage the game. To be fair, Corey's come on and scored a worldie, it's got him back in it, and you're thinking then it could be a nervy sort of last 10-15 minutes or so to get one on the break was really pleasing.
FC Halifax were top of the league going into their clash at Sutton United, who lost for the first time this season last weekend. Jamie Fullerton's men almost went in front in the first half at Gander Green Lane as a volley from Ben Tomlinson beat Jamie Butler in the Sutton goal, but not the woodwork. 10 minutes after the restart, with Paul Doswell's men attacking, Craig Eastmond was fouled by Simon Lenigan. In a dangerous spot, Kenny Davis went for goal, beating Sam Johnson to score for the first time since December. The Shea men were beaten twice by Sutton last season. Moments after the game's opener, Dale Southwell struck from the edge of the box. The ex-Boston and Grimsby man is now on 3 for the campaign. Despite drawing, Halifax are only a point behind the leaders, Wrexham, who they play on Tuesday.
Obviously a very difficult game, surface that we're not used to playing on against a team that's had a level of success over the last 3 or 4 seasons. So whilst pleased with a point on paper as the game panned out, we're a little bit disappointed to be going back up the M1 with 1 point.
Leyton Orient travelled to struggling Chesterfield, hoping to continue their fine run of form. 3 wins and 4 draws put them in 5th place as they arrived at the Prague Stadium. Chesterfield, on the other hand, had lost 4 games in a row and needed a quick start. They almost got it courtesy of Zavon Hines, who was denied the opener by Dean Brill. At the other end, it was good hands from Callum Burton, which stopped the visitors' response from Josh Coulson. Shortly before James Dayton hit the uprights. Into the second half, and Chesterfield were on the front foot again. Jerome Bingham-Williams just inches away from becoming the hero for the hosts. The O's, who hadn't lost a game all season, pushed again. Macaulay Bond tried to add a 4th to his tally, but was wide of the target. Finally, on 78 minutes, Dayton sealed Justin Edinburgh's 4th win of the season, volleying his first goal of the year into the top corner. The win means Leyton Orient are 1 point off the top. The manager spoke to our reporter Jeff Brazier after the game.
Putting a run together in this league seems such an incredibly difficult thing to do, but you're now unbeaten in 8. Where can that take you?
Well, we believe a lot better than we were last season. More competitive, but more results are going to be needed and performances like we have today. But we believe that we can challenge for the playoffs this season.
Barrow took on Solihull Moors after a 3-1 loss to Salford earlier in the week. Tim Flower's Midlanders, meanwhile, defeated in form Wrexham. After half an hour in Cumbria, John Rooney went for goal for the hosts, hitting the post. Tyler Smith, following up, hit the side netting. The other side of the interval, battling Jack Hindle, was allowed too much time in the Moors area, failing to score because of the bar. Barrow persisted, knowing they'd won their opening 3 National League fixtures at Holker Street, next to try and test Ryan Boot Josh Kay, who was part of the Chesterfield team relegated from the Football League. With 6 minutes to go, the clash seemed destined to finish goalless, until the home team's keeper Andy Firth punched across near to Luke Maxwell, the Birmingham City loanees, on 2 for the campaign. Then in the 89th minute, Solihull continued to attack, surely wrapping up a comfortable victory thanks to Adi Youssef, once of Barrow. Ian Evitt and his team would have been delighted with the match officials implementing 5 minutes of added time. Tyler Smith then curled past Ryan Boot, teeing up a tense climax. Following a foul on Luke Burgess, Rooney had the chance to secure a point for the Bluebirds. He missed badly, blazing over as Barrow lose 2 in a row. Moors have an impressive 16 points from 8 games.
Did Barrow deserve something from the game? Yeah, they did. But hey, listen, you have to go away from home sometimes and dig in deep and take what you can get. And you know, we've got a fantastic result on the road.
To York Road now for a clash where fans have come to expect a goal fest. 37 have been scored in the last 6 games between Maidenhead and Bromley. Just 2 points separated them as they came together on Saturday. United, off the back of 2 wins, started well and got their reward just after the half-hour mark. Josh Kelly hooking the ball to Adrian Clifton, who fired past David Gregory and in off the far post. Into the second half and the hosts continued to put Bromley under pressure. 19-year-old Kelly opting to go for goal himself this time and doubling the advantage with a super strike to open his account. The game seemed to have gone for Bromley, but having picked up 5 of their 9 points in the dying minutes, the late goal specialists were after another smash and grab. And on 91 minutes, they were awarded a penalty. Jordan Archer on his debut, bringing down Mark Anthony Okoye in the box. Substitute Frankie Sutherland half the deficit with his 3rd spot kick of the season. And 60 seconds later, Bromley completed the comeback. Maidenhead punished for not clearing their lines and George Porter stealing the point. Both are non-movers in the table at 18th and 14th respectively.
Havant and Waterlooville were thrashed by Bromley on Bank Holiday Monday and conceded a first-half penalty against Hartlepool United. Paul Robinson was ruled to have pulled back Miles Anderson. After scoring from 12 yards last weekend, Liam Noble once again did the business, beating Ryan Young. With 10 minutes to go at Westley Park, a header by Ryan Woodford was saved by Scott Loach, but Havant felt the ball had crossed the line. The officials disagreed. Perseverance was to pay off for Lee Bradbury's men. Another aerial challenge for Loach to deal with from Woodford. This time a definite goal, 1-1. Moments later, Havant were left looking to one of the assistants again as Robinson's header was cleared from under his own bar by Ryan Donaldson. With the match into the 89th minute, Mark Kitching was fouled by Bradley Tarbuck, another Pools penalty. Noble went to the right this time, scoring for the 4th time this season. Hartlepool have won 4 consecutive games for the first time since March 2015.
Maidstone United are starting life after Jay Saunders following his departure from the club on Tuesday. His assistant and former player Steve Watt was the man in charge of their trip to Gateshead. The hosts came into the game without a win in 4, but with a good record against the visitors, beating them in the league and knocking them out of the FA Trophy last season. The game sprang to life inside the opening 10 minutes when Mishi Affetti brought JJ O'Donnell down inside the box. Penalty to Gateshead. Scott Bowden assumed the responsibility, but had his effort comfortably saved by Lee Worgan. It turned out to be quite the afternoon for referee Daniel Middleton, but the decisive moment came with 3 minutes to go with the game still goalless. Keeper Worgan failed to deal with a routine cross, but the offender this time was Will de Havilland, who connected with Rigg. A second penalty for the Heed, followed by a confrontation between O'Donnell and Maidstone's Blair Turgott. Both were eventually given their marching orders. After a tense wait, Bowden bravely stepped up to take a second spot kick. This time he sent Morgan the wrong way to net his first since the opening day victory at Maidenhead. Steve Watson's side stay unbeaten at home. Maidstone have now lost 5 of their last 6 games.
Struggling Dover Athletic took on Barnet at Crabble for the first time in 4 years, desperate to secure what would only be a second win in 8 games. John Still's Bees were going for a third victory on the spin and enjoyed an ideal start in Kent. Jack Barham beat Mitch Walker in superb fashion after only 4 minutes. Dover only missed out on the playoffs last season because of goal difference, but in Kent, pressure continues to build for popular manager Chris Kinnear. After scoring the opener, Barnet's Barham turned provider, setting up fellow summer signing Byron Harrison, who doubled the away team's advantage. Athletic now officially have the worst defensive record in the National League, conceding 19 so far. They did manage to pull one back, courtesy of the head of Mitch Brundle. Strong-minded Kinnear thinks Dover are better than where they are right now, in the relegation zone with 1 victory all season.
You know, we're not that far away. I mean, they were not a lot better than us, and we say that every game, well, every game really, we've always been in it. You know, we could have scored and ended up 2-2 and then gone from there. But, you know, that's the way football is. But, as I say, not going to hide. We'll be training Monday there and trying to sort that out. And that's the only way you get better. We've been in this situation before and in the end got out of it.
Last season's playoff finalists, Boreham Wood, sat fairly comfortably in mid-table after a start which read 3 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. They welcomed close rivals Braintree to Meadow Park, who were going in search of their first victory. Boreham Wood had the best of the first half chances. Kieran Murtaugh's free kick headed against the bar by Angelo Balanta. But they broke the deadlock just 2 minutes later. Murtaugh again with the set piece, volleyed in by Jamal Fifield for his first goal in a Boreham Wood shirt. Braintree, who'd lost their previous 3 games, responded straight after the half-time whistle. Mo Bettimer's free kick beating Ellery Balcom. He's now scored half of the club's goals so far this season. 1-1 at full-time.
With continued financial worries for Dagenham and Redbridge, it's been confirmed the clubs held talks with 2 potential new investment groups, one of which is from the United States. The Daggers say a takeover's imminent, but supporters will still own a stake in their team. East London hosted a first-ever match-up with Salford City. The fixture's key moment came 3 minutes before half-time. Salford's Danny Lloyd stylishly made his way into the home area before going down as a result of a challenge by Luke Pennell. In referee Lloyd Wood's mind, it was simulation worthy of a booking, which was a second yellow and down to 10 men for the visitors. On the other side of the interval, Salford kept on pressing. One of the division's top scorers, Adam Rooney, was denied from close range by Elliot Justin. As Dagenham end a run of 4 losses in a row, Graham Alexander's men make it 5 without defeat.
In the Vanarama National League, Wrexham return to the top of the table after seeing off Aldershot Town. Harrogate move up to second after beating Eastleigh 4-0. AFC Fylde returned to winning ways and protected their unbeaten run for the season with victory at Ebbsfleet and moved to third. While Leyton Orient continued their impressive start to the season with a 1-0 victory over free-falling Chesterfield. In the bottom half of the table, Braintree and Dagenham make up the bottom 2, the only sides in the National League yet to win a game this season.
First played second in National League South as Woking sought to extend their lead over Billericay Town. At present, the visitors' high-profile owner Glenn Tamplin is manager following the departure of Harry Wheeler. Billericay went 1-up very early on as they were awarded a penalty after 12 minutes. Ricky Modeste, the man brought down. Jake Robinson was on target with his 10th of the season from 12 yards. Only 3 minutes later, the hosts were awarded a spot kick of their own. Kane Ferdinand, the man taking a tumble in the area. Max Kretschmar converted, beating Alan Julian. Close to the hour mark came a pivotal moment at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. Breaking away, Paul Hodges was halted by already on a yellow card, Tamberson Ayong. Billericay would have to see out the clash with 10 men. Kretschmar, once of Wycombe and in his second spell with Woking, duelled again with Julian, securing all 3 points at the second attempt. 2-1 at full time, and as Woking moved 5 points clear, Tamplin was unhappy with referee James Durkin.
He's telling our players to shut up when they're trying to talk to him. I mean, I feel ill-treated, and so do my players. I've got players in there that have played league football. Every single one of my 19 players said they have never been spoken to like that on the pitch by a referee in their whole entire life. And that's what I find very difficult to deal with today.
Unfortunately, that result sees you now 5 points behind Woking. How does this set you up for your next game? What are your thoughts going into the next game?
My thoughts are play on equal terms. We'll still win this league. That's my thoughts.
As you've just heard, that victory for Woking sees them move 5 points clear of managerless Billericay. Welling sits fourth after beating Oxford City 3-2. Hampton and Richmond continued to move up the table, beating Dulwich Hamlet. In the National League North, Chorley remained at the top of the table, 4 points clear of Telford United, who moved to second and keep their unbeaten run going for the season. Alfreton make it 4 wins in 4 and move up to third, and Kidderminster Harriers go fifth after handing Boston United their third loss in a row. There's still plenty of live action coming up on BT Sport over the next week. On Wednesday night, Havant and Waterlooville face Aldershot from 7:15. And on Thursday night, our attention turns to the UEFA Under-21 qualifying match between England and the Netherlands. Both of those matches are available on BT Sport 1 HD and 4K UHD. Then on Saturday, September the 8th, we head to the Cufflink Stadium as Ebbsfleet play host to Gateshead from 5 p.m. on BT Sport 2. That's it for this week's highlight show. It's been another action-packed weekend with the leadership changing hands once again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.